So I just got done filming my kind of everyday quick out the door mom makeup, if you will, but it's really just quick makeup that anybody can do. Some of it's drugstore, some of it is high end, and it just gets you through, you know, a summer day or just a day that you need to get out the door really quickly. So if you want to see how I got this look, just keep watching. I'm just going to start with just a chapstick that I would typically put on in the morning. It's nothing special, but it gets the job done. Okay, sorry, I had to step away from the camera. I forgot my concealer. So I'm going to put on some under eye concealer. This is the Maybelline Age Rewind in Light. And I'm just going to put some of that under my eyes. Push my hair back. This is just kind of what I do. It's great to do in the summertime when you don't want to wear a lot of products. It's super fast. So especially once you're used to doing it too, you'd be surprised how quick it really is. I'm just blending that in with my beauty blender. And take whatever I have left over on the sponge just on my eyelid. I'll do this step as well. You know, I like the Urban Decay Naked Under Eye Concealer, but I will do this step a lot of times. If I'm not going somewhere super special and it's every day, I will often put on this Maybelline concealer so that all I have to do is just put maybe a stripe of my more expensive concealer over top, and then that way I kind of get extra coverage without my expensive concealer having to work so hard. So if I'm just, you know, going to a few appointments or something like that, it's just something that I do. So just like that. Okay, next. This is the shade Light Medium, and it's the good old Garnier BB cream. I love this stuff. I really find that it's just super quick. So squeeze out however much you think. I got about that much. And I just rub it in my hands like lotion and just apply it to my face like this. And you might think that looks really white, but I'll show you why it's not a problem. And just rub it in. It's so liquidy and light that I don't use a moisturizer in the morning when I put this on. And I have about combination skin, I guess, normal to combo, probably more normal, but I did put on my favorite Neutrogena SPF 70 lotion that I spoke about in a previous video that I can't find here, so if you find it, let me know. I love it. I put it on Annika this morning before she went to school, and it's the second time now that I apply it today. I've been just doing errands and, like I said, getting those flowers, and I wasn't wearing any makeup, so it's kind of the middle of the day now, and I just thought I would do this. I'm just putting a little bit more to finish my face. And that's it. Now, because I need that coverage and I like that coverage, you don't have to do this step at all, and you probably don't have to. Like, you don't need it. You probably don't have such dark under eyes as I do, but I will go in with my Urban Decay concealer and just put in a little bit like this. You can do this step with the Maybelline if you like as well. And just where you tend to get red kind of under your mouth and things like that, I'll highlight just a little bit with my concealer. And you can adapt this routine to fit your needs. My skin in the last video kind of looked terrible. I had put that self-tanner on my face, and right after that, actually, while I was sick, my skin had broken out so badly. Well, I guess it was starting to in that video. I mentioned how I was back on taking estrogen, and now I've started progesterone. But now it's all kind of back to normal, so that's all good. I'll do an upcoming skincare video on kind of how I dealt with the breakout, because it was pretty, it was kind of just all over, you know? So after I've done that, I'm going to take my Laura Mercier translucent powder, shake it up, and get a little bit in the lid. Sometimes I'll use my beauty blender, and sometimes I'll just use that small e.l.f. brush. Just whatever is closer to me or convenient. It really does not matter. And you know I love this because it just gives you a little bit of extra coverage underneath your eye, which you know I'm all about. But it's a good thing to do regardless, just to set your under eye concealer so it's not moving throughout the day. And I'll just kind of set all the areas that I highlighted. Okay, so that's done. And I do set everything with a powder. Like I said, I know that the BB cream is quite light, but I go in with my, I always wear this no matter what, with my Rich Vanilla Laura Mercier powder. And I just get about, you know, whatever I can in the lid. I probably don't even need all of that. So I'll just kind of go on the edge and dip in my Sephora 55 airbrush. And just start buffing it in. I can do this in the morning in like 10 minutes. And you can change it up if you want to use, like I don't always use a BB cream, sometimes I will use my foundation. And just go all over my face. Get a little bit more. So you can see with the BB cream and with this powder, you get a nice amount of coverage and it's really natural. It's great for, you know, summertime. You don't end up with a whole lot of products on your face. Back without making a mess. I am just going to go over my eyes a little bit more with my concealer because I left one eye out completely. And when you do this, it just makes your eyes look so much more open and awake than they normally would, and it can cancel out any discoloration that you may have. Especially if you tend to get really kind of rosy and purpley under there. It just makes such a big difference. Like that. Okay, so at this point you could really just put on mascara. You don't have to do anything else, but whenever I do this look, I always do something, usually. And often what I'll do is I'll go in with one shadow. This is Bobbi Brown Toast. I use it all the time. Just any light shadow you have. And I did bring out my NARS palette just to show you what I mean. You can use, you know, a light color like that. Sometimes I'll use this one, whatever is like a shade darker than your skin. So if you have a palette, you'll go into your palette and you'll pick whatever is neutral in your palette. So sometimes I will use that, sometimes I will use the Bobbi Brown. So I'm just gonna get it on a fluffy brush. And just very messily and very quickly go back and forth in my crease. And that way, you know, you look half done. It's a good look for just being really quick, but still wanting to be presentable. And it just adds enough definition to your eyes. And I just keep doing it until it's smooth looking and you don't see any lines or edges. This is often the makeup I do in the morning after I've gotten Annika ready. And I'm glad I brought this out here because what I always do as well is I will always usually just put a little pop of brightness in the inner corner. So whatever lightest shade you have, whatever vanilla shade, cream shade, because again, it just makes you look that much more awake. And then I curl my lashes. And this is a brand new L'Oreal Miss Mango, which is my favorite drugstore mascara. I was gonna do a whole drugstore video for you guys, and unfortunately I had been, during my whole breakout thing last week, I had been playing with drugstore foundations. I returned them both. They just absolutely did not work out at all. I tried the I'm not going to remember the name. It's a new one by Maybelline. Is it Maybelline or is it L'Oreal? It's CoverGirl. CoverGirl Elixir. Beauty Elixir or Elixir? Healthy Elixir? I don't know. It had really cute packaging and I really, really wanted to try it and I really wanted to love it. And I don't think I've ever hated my skin more than when I was wearing it. So I tried it out for 2 days. I thought maybe, you know, I was already having a bad skin week anyways, but it just looked so on top of my skin and almost heavy, and it didn't blend, and I just really hated the way that my skin looked. I love this mascara. And the other one I tried was a Milani foundation that I know gets a lot of internet love, and I just did not love it. And I'll tell you why. If you get smudges like I just smudged under there, if you can have enough willpower to just leave it alone, you know, for a couple minutes or finish getting ready and deal with it later, as long as you remember, I suppose. You can take a little Q-tip or a little piece of tissue, and if you just kind of gently, or even a brush, half the time I'll do that, you know, if you get it up on here, just take a brush after. And it'll come right off for you, because if you're trying to get at it when it's wet, you're just going to make a bigger mess. So I found with the Milani that I had to just use a lot of product to get, you know, any coverage at all. And that's kind of my thing. I would prefer, like, I'll skip on mascara and things like this. You know, there's a lot of good drugstore options depending on your lashes or what you like. But when it comes to foundation, I love my high-end foundations. I can get away with using minimal product on my skin, which is what you want. You don't want to have to layer and build and build. I do have a favorite drugstore foundation that I will reach for, and it's the Revlon Color Stay. I've always loved that one. It's a great foundation and you don't need a whole lot. So, you know, I don't stray very far from that. But for people who don't want to invest in their makeup, you know, skimp on your mascara, but spend on your skincare and spend on your foundation, and you won't be sorry, because you're going to have it for such a long time and you're not going to need a whole bunch. You're going to go through so much drugstore foundation to get the look that you want. And I have to say, like, the prices of everything in the drugstore, you can spend $10 more and, you know, get something way better from Sephora, and probably a lot better for your skin too. So that's my kind of view on it. So I don't think I will ever do, you know, just a solid drugstore look. Some items that I'm using today are going to be from the drugstore, but I'd be lying if I said my everyday was all drugstore, because it's just not. And I can do my bottom. Try not to get the wet mascara on my eye, because it's brand new and it's really, really wet. If you have lashes sticking together, you can just separate it with a bobby pin or something after. So I did get like a little mascara speckle up there, and I'll leave that alone and get it later. I meant to bring a tissue over here and I didn't. So what I'm gonna do is just buff away my little mascara smudge with a brush, and it does just as good. Okay, so to finish off my face, I'm going to take my MAC kind of pointed brush, and you can go into any bronzer that you use, whatever, if it's drugstore, whatever that you like and whatever that you use. This is Too Faced, right? No, it's Urban Decay Toasted Bronzer. I don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm just going in here and I'm dabbing it off, and really quickly and not super precisely. I'm just adding some color to my face. Some color and some dimension. I got mascara on my nose. That mascara for me is just the easiest to build up my lashes really fast. I find anything else that I buy or that I use, you have to really sit there and work with it. And this you don't. When I was editing my last video and I was contouring, I was actually contouring in that video, not so much today, but I found it just looked so dramatic when I was editing, and I swear in person it really didn't. Really lazily, I'm just going to take some more and just kind of, very messy, go down the sides of my nose, which really you just kind of get the product all over, but I'm being real and this is what I do and I want to be quick. So I'll take a little bit of light back to the center with my beauty blender into the sides. Just kind of blending and using what you already have. My nose is so itchy and like I have the worst allergies always. From being in those flower nurseries all morning. Now I feel my eyes watering. Oh. I always just go back and blend everything. I'm going to take MAC Warm Soul Blush. Looks like this. It's just very kind of nude neutral blush. And just bring it over my cheeks. And I'm going to go do my eyebrows off camera because it's so boring. You definitely don't want to see that. And if you do, then you can just go to my last makeup video, and I did show in depth how I do them. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I thought I would do this part on camera since it is from the drugstore and it might interest some people. I think I showed this last time, and it's the Fiber Volumizer by Maybelline. And I'm just going to run that through. I always kind of wipe it off because you don't want to get too much of this. So wiping it off on the side that has the brush. And just kind of really light-handedly, I just comb it through my brows. And it just kind of brings back, it's very easy to smudge. You want to try not to get it on your skin. But it just kind of brings back the pieciness to your brows and, you know, makes them look as natural as it possibly can, given that you've filled them in. If you're gifted with brows, you won't have to do as much filling in as I do. But I like how I do it, and I've come to terms, I love my brows naked. I've kind of come to terms with, you know, we see that whole Instagram look and the big brows. I'm not meant to have big eyebrows, you know. I look at even pictures from childhood and, you know, I didn't have massive eyebrows or super full. So you have to work and love, I guess, what you have and just be okay with that. So I'm fine with it. I would love to get microblading just to help me shave down my time in the morning. But, you know, it is what it is. I don't mind. I always do fill in my lips. This is the Marc Jacobs Nudist liner that I've shown before. And I will take any lip liner that is next to me when I'm getting ready, but I will always do this step and just fill them in. I just like how it looks, and if all that's sitting next to me is a darker one, then I'll just go and pat it in with my finger. And again, you don't have to do that step. Oftentimes I'll start from the corner and go up if I want to really make my lips look very full. But being that I have such a pronounced Cupid's bow, which I absolutely love and I wouldn't want to change, sometimes I will start from there and I just find it's a little less messy. Otherwise, your lipstick can kind of, or lip gloss can kind of pour into that crevice a little bit. I will almost always have to kind of clean it up just a little bit, but I don't worry much. Yeah. I missed a spot. Just smudge your lips together. It doesn't have to be, you know, perfect. And I'll show you every time I pretty much do a look like this where I'm on the go and it's really quick. I grab these. I love these. These are the Maybelline, is it Vivid lips? Why don't I know what anything is called, like, ever? I never knew I had a problem with that. So this is Glowing Garnet and this is Hibiscus. I'm going to show you the difference. I don't know that there's one I gravitate to more than the other, but I would love that it's a bright, easy lip, and when you don't have a whole lot going on your face, it really brightens everything up. They don't swatch good, that's for sure, but I've had these for a long time and I love them. They definitely don't swatch good. They feel so comfortable on your lips though. They're very hydrating, and they do last, so I'll show you. So the Hibiscus one is right here, it's brighter, and then you have the Glowing Garnet. And today I think I'm just going to go with the Glowing Garnet. I had to dig this out of my purse earlier because I really do just keep it on me all the time. I love these. And I wanted to show you how bright it actually makes your face when you do light makeup, but I went and put that lip liner everywhere, and now you're not getting it. But that's okay. Like a great fall lip. So if I wanted more of the pink brightness that I was going for, I don't have any tissues near me because, you know, I don't ever get ready here. I have a makeup table where I get ready and I just kind of pull everything in here when I do a video, and so sometimes it's hard and unorganized, but I could have just blotted off on a tissue my lip liner and then I wouldn't have had so much all over my lips. But either way, you know, nothing's terrible. It's just going to make the gloss and the look last longer, so it's completely fine. And that's really all I do. So I'll fix my hair. I don't have much, you know, I'll back up. Not much going on today. I just blow dried it and sprayed it a little bit with hairspray just to help with the flyaways. But I hope you like this video. I hope you like this look. And if you do, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up. If there's anything specifically that you want to see, just let me know in the comments. And I hope you try this look for yourself. Go and buy some of the products. It's really quick, I promise you. And once you're used to it, you'll be able to fly out the door in like 10 minutes. If you're filling in your eyebrows like I do, you know, maybe 15, but it's super quick and it's a good go-to. So I'll talk to you all soon and I'll be back with another video hopefully this week. Bye.